spread for the last 40 years, and today I have my special guest. He is a songwriter, an actor, and of course, hip hop entrepreneur, none other than Mr. Kelsey Tango.
Hello, hello.
Welcome, Mr. Kelsey on Book 101 Review. And can you please introduce more about yourself that I missed?
Yeah, my name is Kels Tango. I'm from Delaware. Uh, so, um, Music entrepreneur, um, kind of just overall creative.
Creative indeed, and thank you so much for sharing your knowledge and wisdom to the world, Mr. Kelsey. And today, let's talk about your personal identity and background. How do
Yes.
you define the difference between the identity you've given by family, culture, or circumstances and the identity you've actively chosen for yourself?
It's funny because my wife and I were just talking about this earlier. So I basically just I identify with what resonates with me. So with that, I said it's music. I identify as an MC or a master of ceremonies, hip hop artist. Outside of that, um, I'm very, I guess you would say, pro pro people, so to speak.
Mm-hmm.
Um, so the struggles that I've gone through, um, I can relate to other people on certain levels with different struggles. So that's kind of how partly how I identify. So it's a matter of I feel connected with other people on those levels. So once I identify certain people's struggles, all right, well, I can kind of build from there. And I know I'm kind of like rambling on right now, but I do apologize. But
No worries. No worries at all, Mr. Kelsey. So, what is one's formative experience from your background that most people would not guess has profoundly shaped how you move through the world today?
um, I would honestly say it's a combination of a lot of things, but um, I guess the environments that I grew up in addition to that, what I was exposed to as far as creativity. Mainly the environments I grew up in and me having to move around a lot, it kind of shaped who I was because I had to adapt very quickly when it came to different situations. So it kind of grew me in the creative direction.
Creative directions. So, tell us, Mr. Kelsey, what aspects of your identity feels most like home to you, the part of that remains constant, regardless of circumstance or achievements.
I would say my sense of humor, honestly, it's one of the things that keeps me grounded. You can't look at life too serious all of the time. Yes, things are serious. However, um, that over processing of being serious can lead to stress, and stress is a major killer. So I try to keep a smile, stay happy, keep a great sense of humor about me.
Mm-hmm. Yes, definitely. Sense of humor, people. Well, relax, take a deep breath, not always serious in everything. So, cultural, familial influences. What family story, value, or saying has been passed down that continues to serve as either your compass or something you've consciously decided to rewrite?
Um, Honestly, it was one of the positive sayings. It's closed mouths don't get fed. So we can't move forward or grow if we don't speak up about things. If we don't have the words to say, there's no way that we'll be able to, you know, um, either discover what we need to discover or grow from what we need to grow from without opening your mouth.
Mm-hmm. Without opening your mouth. I like that.
Mhm.
I like that, Mr. Kelsey. So, how's your cultural heritage act as a both foundation for the frontier, something that grounds you, who challenge you to grow beyond it?
Um, I would say that's a good question. I would say just knowing the different struggles, just culturally, just being, um, you know, I guess in the position I am, a black man in America, just knowing the different struggles, it kind of aids me and kind of keeps me grounded in the sense of I don't want to lose my identity in that. Um, I guess if you could rephrase the question for me.
Yes. So, Mr. Kelsey,
Mhm.
how's your cultural heritage acted as both foundation for your frontier? Is it something that grounds you or challenges you the way you grow beyond it?
I'm going to say both. Um, I say it's grounding, and what I was initially saying, it just keeps me grounded and focused and realizing where I came from. But also, it's challenging because there are certain values and there are certain things that are um, taught during growth and growing up in childhood that you have to unlearn due to those same cultural kind of constructs. So it's both challenging and grounding. So you just have to pick and choose what you want to get out of it in order to, succeed within your personal growth.
Personal growth, indeed. So, Mr. Kelsey, was there a moment when you realized your family's normal was not everyone's else? How did that awareness shift your understanding of yourself?
Honestly, the family I grew up in, we're actually pretty tight knit as far as I as I know. A lot of us in the family keep the values of being jokey and like taking things lightheartedly, no matter what um, outcome, or not an outcome, but situation. No matter what the situation, we kind of know how to get back to joking and know how to take things light because life is short. I've noticed that within my family that a lot of us like to to do that, but it can be one of two things. It could be a coping mechanism, or it could be a grounding mechanism, and it really just depends on how you choose it. So if you want it to be coping, it's coping. If you want it to be grounding, so you can refocus, it'll be just that.
Hmm. Definitely, yes. So, Mr. Kelsey, let's talk about the turning points and transformation.
Mm.
What is the belief about yourself that you had to unlearn and what to catalyze that difficult but necessary process?
Um, I would say that I'm not enough. I'm not enough, or what I'm doing is not enough. That was one of those things that would constantly get in the way. Because you would see like be it family members or friends, and you just compare your life, and you just think that they're so much far ahead, and just kind of it would get you like stuck. In me specifically, stuck in a mindset as to where I would never be that great, or so on and so forth. I kind of had to remove that thinking and realize that everybody is running their own marathon, not race, but marathon. Um, and kind of, I had to step back and take a look and say, hey, you're not comparing yourself to anyone. You're running your race. And that kind of readjusted everything that I'm doing and kind of was the catalyst and made me start to fully focus on what I'm doing versus what I'm doing next to what somebody else is doing.
Hmm. Interesting, interesting, Mr. Kelsey. Describe the crossroads moments where you had to choose between honoring an aspect of your background or forgoing a new path. How do you navigate that tension?
Well, I really kind of just, um, if it aligns with what I'm doing currently or what I'm looking for in the future, that's how I make my decisions. So there are times where I may have, be it a song I've written or the choices that I've had to make when it comes to honoring my culture and background. I kind of take a look at where I'm at today and compare it to where I want to be. And then if it doesn't align with where I want to be, that decision is pretty much made up for me right then.
Interesting, interesting. Mr. Kelsey, so what is something you use to consider a weakness or a disadvantage in your background that you now refrain as a unique strength or perspective?
Hmm. I would say, honestly, this is something that I did not mention, but I was actually diagnosed with ADHD as an adult. Well, as a child first, but didn't do any treatment or anything like that. It was fairly new. But as an adult, I went to get reevaluated, and it was considered a kind of a disadvantage or a disability, as they say. However, knowing what I know, I look at it as a superpower now, and I look at it as a different way of thinking, which some people don't have or don't understand, and it allows me to maneuver a little bit differently through the world.
Maneuver to the world. So, Mr. Kelsey, let's talk about your values and belief systems. Which of
Mhm.
your core values feels most like a direct inheritance from your upbringing, and what feels most like hard won personal conviction?
Um, I would say that it's going to sound cliche, but the golden rule: treat others how you want to be treated. That's a core value of mine because it's universal law. What you put out is what you get. So you kind of want to be careful as to how you're treating others.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and what was the second part of that question again?
Yes. Which feels most like hard won personal conviction?
Um, hmm, I would say, yeah, that's a difficult one. I haven't really thought about that.
People do not do unto others what do others do unto you, or what you sow is what you reap.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, that'd be awesome, Mr. Calzi. So, how's your relationship with the authority, tradition, or rules evolve on what you observe or were taught you in formative years?
Um, so traditional authority, I mean, you kind of have to. I think holding on to certain traditions and traditional authorities are um important, but also we have to understand that with time things change. So you can hold the core values of these thoughts and processes and belief systems and traditions, but understand that with time things do change and they have to kind of evolve and work. If you want to hold those values, they have to work in with today's times.
Mm-hmm. Yes, definitely. So, Mr. Kelsey, what is an unpopular or unconventional belief you hold that directly conflicts with some aspect of your background, and how do you reconcile the dissonance?
um I think that when it comes to that, it's more so activity wise with certain things, like certain people of my culture or background do this, or and other people of other cultures do that. I think tearing down those walls is really important to me. um I don't like to be put into any type of box unless I decide I want to be put in a box. But I think when it comes to certain activities, certain doing certain things are just that. They're things. They don't not all things belong to a culture, a people, or anything like that. It's certain things are meant to be enjoyed by everyone.
Hmm. Yes, definitely. Integration and wholeness, Mr. Kelsey. How do you navigate the sometimes competing aspects of your identity, professional spaces, where you certainly parts feel welcome or understood?
Um, it's difficult. I will say that it is uncomfortable. So I haven't fully mastered that, but um, I kind of again have to take a step back and realize where I want to be, um, and if where I want to be or where I'm at in that moment in those spaces, if it conflicts with where I want to be, then I just have to make the decision to step away because that might not just be meant for me in that moment of time.
Mm-hmm. A moment of time. So, Mr. Kelsey, as a songwriter, an actor, or a hip hop entrepreneur, what are your short term and long term goals?
Short term is actually to um, continue these projects that I have. Definitely want to keep creating, whether it be with music, whether it be songwriting, production, whatever the case may be. I'm a creative, like I said, overall. So that those are very short term goals. Every single day, create something. The long term would be more so bigger. I guess like getting bigger contracts, venues, certain things like that. Definitely getting to a level as to where I can um, not have to rely on a system that you everyone relies on in order for income or whatever the case may be to survive. I want to be able to be kind of self-sustainable or self-sustained within my own little ecosystem.
Mm-hmm. Good luck to your goals, Mr. Kelsey, and looking forward for more success. And
Thank
what
you.
would be your piece of advice for those people out there who want to be like you?
My biggest piece of advice would be remove yourself out of your own way. Again, that's one of those most cliche things, but when you really think about it, we block ourselves from a lot, whether it be blessings, whether it be opportunities, whether it be any situation, we can block ourselves. There's been times where I've missed out on huge opportunities because of be it fear or just me getting in my way and thinking that I'm less than what I actually am. So my biggest piece of advice is get out of your own way. We only have so much time on this earth. Utilize it to the fullest.
Yes, people, life is too short and seize your day. And thank you for that advice, Mr. Kelsey. And can you please recommend a book of books that influence your journey?
I'll actually recommend a few. So the first book was one of my very first motivational books as a kid. This is a children's book, but nonetheless, it's called "Could Be Worse." Um, the book is basically about a person who goes through different situations in life, and bad things are happening, but his mindset is, hey, it could be worse. So that's kind of one of the things that set the tone for me as a child. But growing up, and when as I got older, there's a book called E Squared that was really good. But that's more so about inner working and doing certain experiments and with self. There's another book called um, it's on the tip of my tongue. I just can't think of it right now. Oh God, Purpose Driven Life,
Mm-hmm. A
which is a
purpose.
very yes.
A purpose driven life.
Hmm.
Interesting, Mr. Kelsey, and thank you for the recommended books. So let's talk about the legacy and forward movement. What from your background are you consciously choosing to carry forward, and what are you intentionally leaving behind the future of generations?
Um, I definitely want to continue to bring to light the cultural aspects of any African cultural aspects that have been brought here um, to the states that we have as a people, as a Black people, have may have forgotten. I want to remind us that hey, we do come from something other than what we've been taught. So there's certain aspects of what I speak about or rap about or write about that kind of keep those tones. I definitely want to bring those to the foreground and forward. In addition to that, with my legacy, I definitely want to make sure that whatever follows stands true to that as well. Um, and kind of keeps the motion going. Be it through me, be it through my seed or their seed. I just wanted to be every little piece of change matters. So I might not be the end all be all that be the huge catalyst to um, that legacy or what I would like. However, I'm planting a seed.
Hmm. Planting the seed for sure. So, how has your understanding where you come from evolve as you gotten older? And what surprised you the most about that evolution?
Um, honestly, my understanding of just everything where I've come from and has pretty much remained the same. I had a great mother that taught me a lot of core values, and they kind of stick with me to this day. So when it comes to that, I don't like to toot my own horn, but I definitely feel like I was a little bit more um, ahead of my time when I was younger. So it's almost like no time other than growing physically and things like that. It's almost like nothing really happened. No time wise, everything my thought processes and things like that are very similar, if not the same.
Hmm. It's not the same. Yes, definitely. And if you could have a conversation with your younger self about identity, what was one the thing you want them to understand that would save them significant struggle?
What I would want my younger self to understand is, um, when I was younger, I was really, um, I guess you would say, insecure about how I look, and it's mainly because of what we're fed as far as media and what people will believe is the standard of beauty or whatever the case may be. I want my younger self to understand that you're fine the way you are.
Mr. Kelsey, before we wrap up our discussion for today, I'm inviting you to please do listen to my other podcast, people. My other podcast, because my abstract essay is already in sixth season, abstract poetry in third season, and of course, my book 101 review in sixth season as well. Comedy 101 in third season, and my food 101 in sixth season as well. Geography 101, love letters, movie 101 review, music 101, our fourth season, and science 101, sex 101 in third season, and my baby podcast, Trivia 101, Law 101, Mental Health 101, Motivation 101, Entrepreneurship 101, and of course, my Bible verses 101. Please listen to them wherever you listen your podcast. So,
Of
Mr.
course.
Kelsey, how does your unique intersection of identities and experience inform what you believe in your particular purpose or contribution to the world?
Um, and they're confirmed through daily life, like the happiness that I get with um that following what I'm doing and continue to follow what I'm doing. I feel a certain way. It's a confirmation within self, and I don't feel like it's such a big you know
Mhm.
I don't think it's a big roadblock anymore with certain things. So this is the confirmation.
Indeed. So, Mr. Kelsey, can you please invite our listeners to support your advocacy, your music, or anything you want to promote on Book 101?
Of course, it's at Kells Tangle, KELZTANGL. Make sure you guys check out Book 101. Um, on all platforms, I'll be listed there. So definitely check me out.
Yes, people, let's support Mr. Kelsey Tango because if you support him, for sure, more and more empowering advocacy will rise. I
Mhm.
have one more question, Mr. Kelsey. What is the most compassionate truth you've learned about human identity through wrestling with your own, and how does it shape you, how you see
Um,
others?
ah, I I realize that I'm human, and I realize that I'm not perfect. So there are things that I have to accept, be it I'm right or wrong, and I have to give everyone else around me that same grace.
This same grace, definitely, Mr. Kelsey Tango. Thank you so much for your time.
Thank you.
More to come, people. See you soon.